Hey everybody, it's Destiny Geist. Wanted to show you guys what Marvel Battle Lines is like, what it's all about. It's basically a card game with really cool artwork incorporating tic-tac-toe but like moving characters. Before I get into the game, I'll kind of show you all the different things. So you've got campaign mode, which is the story, which I definitely recommend clearing first. Arena, I barely ever do, but that's how you fight regular people. There's special events going on all the time, so usually it's like logging in, some week-long adventure thing to get cool cards, level up events, and then shield training. Shield training is like pretty easy, like you have to have gotten a horizontal line this many times or a vertical line this many times. And then, yeah, my favorite mode is Special Ops, or Spec Ops if you're cool. Spec Ops is usually fight a particular villain, and they're gonna have like a couple people already on the field, and there's conditions that you have to beat them under. So like defeat the opponent in less than 8 turns or 8 or less turns, avoid getting hit by the opponent. Once you're on this stage, it's KO 5 or more enemies, and that can be kind of a pain. There is an auto clear function, so once you've 3-starred a level, you can just auto clear it with your clear tickets and hopefully just stock up on loot. Challenge mode is something I haven't really done too much of, but it's similar to the other modes like trial mode and spec ops. I also don't really do the PvP. I'm a bit of a loner. I'll explain why trials and spec ops are the best modes. By finishing trials, you're going to level up the fastest as a player, and you're going to get trial points. By doing the Spec Ops missions, you're going to get Spec Ops points. Once you've played a few levels of everything, you can log into the daily mission, and that's how you're going to get points. I've already gotten my points for the day, but just for logging in, you get gold, win 3 trials, win 3 Spec Ops, purchase a card. Those are all the easiest things to do for your dailies, and those will give you trial points and Spec Op points. So I think before I get started, I want to show you guys what the shop is like. You can spend real money on packs of cards. There's like a special deal, daily gold. So this is where you'll get your cards for your gold. There are more expensive ones and better ones. And then there's the ones that you have to, we can't see it because I bought this. This card was very important. Excuse me while I get sidetracked. There are some cards that you can buy for gems. Gems you get by paying money or by completing the various levels. Gems are also how you will buy back packs of cards. There are more expensive packs of cards that'll have better packs, and every day you're able to get 3 packs of single cards for free. Every once in a while there's something pretty good in it, but most of the time it's just a common. You can buy gems for money, I think I've mentioned that. You can buy money for gems. Oh, I'm sorry, that's probably confusing. You can buy gold for gems. There we go. Now with your Spec Ops points, you can buy all of these kinds of things, and it's about 1,000 a card. The really expensive cards are 3,750 Spec Ops points. That sounds like a lot. I think I've been buying stuff pretty frequently, but right now I'm at like 1,650 Spec Ops points. To buy a single pack, you'll pay 200 Spec Ops points, so it's a way to keep going, or save for the good stuff. Trials, it's the same thing. So you've got your average guys are about 1,000 trial points. You can buy single packs of cards for 200, or you can save up and try and get the really expensive guys. Nobody's super cool today. I'm still kind of saving up or waiting around for Gwenpool. That's the most important card for one of my decks, and I still don't have her, and I love her. Alright, so I'll go into the cards. That's more interesting. You were able to make 5 different decks. I think at first you're only able to make a couple different decks, but as you level up you'll be able to unlock all 5 decks. You'll unlock various leaders. You'll start out with like the regular whichever dude you picked. I wasn't able to put Geist in, that really pissed me off. Anyway, you unlock Iron Man as a leader like right away. He's decent. He has 400 hit points, so to your leadership, that's really good. Black Widow is actually really good if you wanted to build like a little guys getting stronger kind of deck. Spider-Man is more of the you're gonna hit me but I'm gonna benefit from it kind of a thing. And then I just got Thor as a leader, and I have made an awesome deck built around the mechanic of him. So like he's based on if you move a character on the map, then you'll do 50 to 100 damage to an enemy. So any of the cards that are gonna give you some sort of benefit for moving, make a deck out of that and, you know, profit. I suppose I should go into the anatomy of a card. Let's talk about cards. Okay. Alright, so here's the basics of a card. Before I start talking about decks, I should probably talk about a card first. This is a basic, this is a 0 cost character. She has an attack of, you know, 170 and a hit points of 130. She's only level 1 right now. What is a level? If I had enough copies of her, I could upgrade her and she would be a level 2 and her stats would go up a little bit. So even though you've got a card, even if it's like not that good of a card, but you keep upgrading it with money and with copies of the card, it will get stronger. Every card's gonna do something special. So like Night Nurse, after moving, she will add hit points to all the characters that she lands by. Once again, why having Thor as a leader is awesome, because then you would also do damage. I don't want to overwhelm you with stuff, but you get the idea. And as you can tell, I really like Night Nurse. I've gotten her all the way to level 3. We'll use Black Widow as an example. So you can see at the top left, she costs one of your gems just to put her out. And then she has a substantially higher attack and defense than, you know, one of the 0 cost characters. Jessica Jones is cool because she has a pretty decent attack and defense for only 1 cost, and also she has a 50% chance of grabbing an extra gem for you when you play her. So here's one of my 3 absolute favorite strong guys that I've got right now, which is the Hulk. He's going to pick someone at the beginning of your turn every turn and hit them for 340 damage, whoever has the highest attack out of all the enemies. But he costs 3. He has a lot of hit points and a lot of an attack, you know, as opposed to what you just saw with Black Widow. Red Skull, every time you move him, he's going to create a 200 attack hit point Hydra Soldier. So, once again, if you have Thor as a leader, you're going to do damage and you're going to create an extra guy. So it's really rad. His stats aren't bad. He only costs 2. Well worth it. Thor Jane Foster, also excellent. You can pretty much build a deck around being able to get rid of cards in your hand to do damage to the enemies. Very handy. I did build a deck with her. Lastly, I wanted to show you Doctor Strange. 850 attack and hit points. He costs 3 gems to put out, but he'll protect all of your guys for an entire turn, which is really cool. He like shields everybody. Well, I was talking about deck 1, so we'll do that real quick. So deck 1 that I built is built around little guys, since I've got Black Widow as a leader. They're all gonna buff each other or put out other little guys. So Agent Sitwell, he will create a guy when he's put onto the field if you don't own anybody, so he's a great turn 1. Agent Coulson does the same thing. Agent Carter's just a strong level 1. Look at that, 231 attack. Well, I do have her level 2, so that's, you know, kind of not fair. If things get too squirrely, I throw Captain America out and he does 200 damage to everybody around him. Pretty handy. Nick Fury will buff people. Red Skull will move and put out more little guys. This is a great card. This card should be in practically every deck, but this will help you to get a gem on the field and also buff your guys that are in the area. And there's Jane Foster, so once again I could just keep switching cards out of my hand to keep doing damage. You could do as much as 400 damage a turn just changing the cards in your hand. Valkyrie will make it so that people have to attack her instead of the little guys. And then the Helicarrier Strike does 700 damage to an entire horizontal line. Very handy for helping clear the board. Alright, so real quick, let's talk about my favorite deck. This is the one that we're going to use. Thor is the leader. Every time you move a character, Thor's going to deal damage to an enemy on the field. So we've got Black Cat, who, if she moves, she might grab a gem. I guess they call them cosmic fragments. She might grab a gem off the field. Night Nurse, if she moves, she will heal everybody, and then Thor would deal damage, which is cool. So this deck is also based around being able to kill all the people on the field because of Spec Ops and the prerequisites for getting 3 stars. You want to be able to kill up to 5 or 6 cards. He'll deal damage to somebody if he gets knocked out. You may remember Cottonmouth from Luke Cage. Jessica Jones helped me get some gems. Sitwell is the best turn 1 that you could play because you do start with 1 gem. So you put him out and then you'll already have 2 people on the field. So hopefully he's in your opening hand. Oh yeah, Cloak, he's the other guy. If he gets knocked out, he will grab an enemy and they're gone. They're done. Red Skull is the epitome of this deck. Moving him around and just creating a line of Hydra soldiers as he goes while dealing damage because Thor is my leader. Misty Knight is just all around strong, great stats, costs 2, and as long as she's by somebody, she'll help you to keep generating the gems or cosmic fragments. But Hulk is the real star of this deck because every turn he's just going to beat up whoever's by him, and then I can move him into position to do even better. And then Thor will deal damage as a leader, and then Hulk will deal damage at the beginning of every turn. Pretty great. So here's how we clear the field. You might have noticed earlier when I was in the shop that the card that's supposed to cost 75 gems was already sold out, and it's this one. This card is amazing. It costs 0 gems, and you'll deal up to 300 damage to every single character on the field. That includes your own. So if I accidentally kill my Cottonmouth, he will also deal damage, which is kind of handy. But if you need to clear the field, they've got an advantage. This is the best way to go. The Helicarrier Strike is the next best thing. A whole line, a horizontal line, deals 700 damage, pretty great, costs 2. And then this costs 2, Chain Lightning. You'll deal 400 or 600 damage to a target, but then the lightning will spread to the nearby enemies, dealing a little bit less. It's pretty awesome. Alright, let's see how a battle works. This is definitely not my second try from making a really bad mistake. So you have 4 cards in your hand. You can switch out as many as you start with each turn, but the new cards that you get, you cannot switch out. I could keep switching a little bit more. We want to try and get Sitwell as our turn 1, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Can I get rid of you? I can. Nope. Alright, Jessica Jones is actually pretty good though. We'll grab 1 gem for placing her on the battlefield. She did not manage to steal the extra gem, which is unfortunate. And as you can tell, this is basically tic-tac-toe. There's an extra line, and then there's these gems on the ground. Usually, the places that you really shouldn't put your guy, of course, there's Sitwell. The places you shouldn't put your guy are the ones that are going to have the gems. So it almost encourages you to make the wrong move. Black Widow's going to switch the action cards out of my hand. Very annoying. I got another action card. That seems like a really weird move. Like, I've got a line of 3 right now. Alright, you asked for it. Misty Knight. So I've got a line of 3. That's a battle line, quote unquote. You get these cool graphics going on of attacks. And he is down to 694 hit points as a leader. Oh, and he got a battle line on me. Tricky, tricky. He did me one better. I didn't even see it coming. Alright, so we're gonna need gems. Now when you've got a battle line, after you attack, your hero's attack power goes down half, and so does their health, because they need to recharge, but they'll attack every other turn. So now that this turn is going, I'm going to attack again at the end of this turn. The reason I wanted gems is I'm going to Chain Lightning. It's an action card, it'll deal damage to people around it. Boom. And that actually still leaves me with 2. So by putting Red Skull out right here, hold on. By putting Red Skull out right here, I actually have 2 battle lines. We're gonna hit him for a lot. Thor is excited. Boom, boom, boom. He's dead and we keep hitting him. Boom, boom, boom. You got tesseracted. I don't know, I thought it was clever. No chocobos were harmed in the filming of this video. Alright everybody, that's Marvel Battle Lines in a nutshell. It's pretty fun, I'm pretty excited. Lots and lots of good artwork. I love all of it. I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with this game. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.